Today we're looking at the top 5 invisible trap base mechanics. Trap bases are awesome. If you've ever played Rust using a trap base, you know the fun to be had.
Nah, I got you.
The biggest problem is that trap bases can sometimes be too obvious. That's why I like to focus on mechanics that enemy players can't see at all. So today, we're looking at the top 5 completely invisible trap base mechanics in Rust. With these mechanics used individually or combined together, you can create an elite trap base that can catch and kill any player. And the best part is, they won't even see it coming. Of course, anytime you're trapping people, it's a great idea to record as well. And today's sponsor is the perfect choice to never miss a beat. Today's video is sponsored by Outplayed. With Outplayed, you'll never have to worry about missed recordings or clips, because as soon as you launch your favorite game, Outplayed is right there with you. Inside the app, you get to choose what to record with the ability to capture even your mic and your webcam to spice up the footage. Not only that, but as soon as you close your game, Outplayed will open up automatically so that you can edit and trim down your clips in-app. And to save you further headaches of exporting files, you can send anything directly from Outplayed to your favorite website or apps. With over 300 games supported and free to use, Outplayed is the best option for you to create those next viral clips. Make sure to use my link in the description to support the channel and start recording today. Number 1. The hidden pressure plate. Pressure plates are one of the best and lowest tech options for a trap base. Normally, for anything electrical, you're required to set up an electrical grid. This is going to require a noisy generator, a giant and obvious windmill, or even just a solar panel. All of these things are major giveaways that something else is going on inside the base. However, with a pressure plate, you can actually generate one power output without needing any outside electricity. This means you can easily power it directly into a door controller, and with the combination of a shotgun trap, you can get an easy kill. Of course, hiding the pressure plate is key for this to work, and for that, we have a few options. Placing any type of rug on top of it, with some well-hidden wires, is a great way to accomplish this. Though, to some, it's still a little suspicious. Fortunately, they don't only activate when players step on them, but also when they walk under them. If someone crouching comes into contact with a pressure plate above them, it'll activate all the same. Meaning a low entrance or even covering a pressure plate with a box can easily lead to a completely hidden trap base mechanic. Number 2. The button. While not nearly as amazing as the automatic nature of a pressure plate, a button does the exact same thing, requiring absolutely no power, but it does require that you provide the input yourself. This means being a lot more vigilant and waiting until your prey steps in the right spot, and then blam. I prefer to use this after I've already trapped someone with one of the mechanics we're about to go over next, as it's a great way to toggle a door open and finish anyone you've got trapped. Number 3. The underground laser. Normally, a laser detector is used to detect any break in the line. This is meant to detect if a player walks through it, but that red light can be a little too obvious. Nobody's really going to walk through a red light across a room willingly, so we need to improve upon it. By leaving one foundation open in your build, or eco-rating it out, you can place the laser underneath the top of the foundation. The tricky part is getting the right elevation where it no longer shows through the top of the foundation, but is high enough that it'll detect anybody walking over it. This of course takes a little bit of practice, but once it's mastered and you've got the hang of it, this is probably my favorite way to detect a player for the trap. With absolutely no signs of anything going on, you can easily build an electrical system to trigger once an enemy's crossed that line. My favorite way to manage this is running that laser into a memory cell. With the laser's input going to the set function of the memory cell, you're not going to have to worry about those doors closing again. In fact, it'll stay open until you press the button. Wiring the button to the reset function of the memory cell and putting the output of the memory cell into whatever door or relay you might be using. This method will take the least amount of power to reset, but you can always swap it out for a remote switch if that's something you'd prefer. Number 4. Landmines. We're going back low tech. A landmine is an extremely volatile item and it packs quite the punch. While most people use them outside to annoy and kill enemy players, many people fail to realize that they have a use inside your base as well. With a landmine inside your base, you can easily create a pitfall trap or just an explosive entrance. Unlike the pressure plate, we can't hide a landmine underneath rugs though, but you can hide it underneath the floor. By building a slight underground area and using a twig support frame, we have the perfect trap area. You'll want to first surround the area entirely with foundations, and then we can easily disguise this as a regular 2x2 or many other designs. You'll want to make sure that you still have one section to jump down in case we have any issues with the break. But after that, we'll set this up in the desired walk path, straight in from our door, and we'll set up that twig half wall. Once this is set up, we'll place that twig half wall in the desired path people will walk, and on top of that, you're going to hide 2 landmines. Placing them on opposite sides but as close to each other as possible, that's going to ensure that when one landmine triggers, the other goes too. And with 2, you'll be able to kill anybody who walks in your door. Then on top of that twig, we're going to place some floor pieces. Go ahead and upgrade those pieces and you'll notice you no longer see the landmines, but they are there. Because you know they're hidden there, you can actually still jump over this spot and move throughout your base without triggering them. This can be incredibly useful for baiting people inside because, of course, when they chase you in and walk in without knowing, they go out with a bang. For number 5, the double door. That's right, just a double door. We're going incredibly low tech with this one. While it can be automated using some of the other mechanics, don't underestimate the power of the double door. Simply letting someone walk into your base and opening a double door into a single doorway is enough to trap people. When done correctly with shotgun traps behind it, you can funnel people exactly where you want. This is perfect for keeping people alive, which can be the most fun you have in a trap base. Once they are in, you can easily combine this with a number of no electricity options mentioned earlier to open up the death doors. This means you can keep them alive until, well, you don't want to talk to them anymore. This means you're fully in control and have absolutely no visible trap signs. And finally, a bonus trap. If you want to avoid electricity completely, there is an easy way to trap people without needing it at all. That's twig. Yes, twig. We're talking the building material. Twig is an incredibly useful material if you know how to use it right. Setting up a twig wall or a floor piece, you can easily hide a turret or even shotgun traps on the other side. And while this might seem silly, if done correctly, you can easily catch an unsuspecting player. Additionally, you can also use it to have people finish themselves. An angry player who decides to shoot out your floors can quickly find themselves in a lake of fire, as long as you place a few loaded flame traps above them. Of course, any of these design mechanics work well on their own, but combining them into a mega trap base can be a lot more fun. Don't forget that while you're trapping people, you're going to want to make sure you record. The best way to do so is with today's sponsor, Outplayed. Just check out that link in the description or pinned comment down below. Until next time, happy trapping and peace out.